Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. It is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but windy Saturday morning here in the foothills of North Carolina. Sandra has a delivery that she's got to do. I think Newman's coming, so he's going to do chores. I've got some other stuff around the sawmill that I want to do today. So hang out with us for a little bit and let's see what goes on. See if we can't make a little sawdust. Who knows what's going to happen. All right, I'm not even trying to compete today. Learned my lesson the last time, didn't I?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Getting ready for deliveries.
How many we got this morning?
9.
Nine deliveries. Delivery season is, well, I want to say it's just about over, but we're going to try to encourage folks to order online or pre-order and then pick up at markets this year, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, make it super convenient for them. That way they get what they want, not showing up, we're out of product and that kind of thing. So. Well, let's get these orders together, show these folks how this deal works. Okay. We got real life example today.
Yep. Lots
of.
And I'm gonna pull Clemens first so they can go in the back.
Okay.
Of the car.
Okay. So the item gets put in a plastic bag and then it goes in one of our black cooler bags. Each black cooler bag has a number. So this customer getting 5 pounds of ground, number 4. Sandra's got that on her phone. When she gets to the location, customer comes by, gives the name, she knows the number of the bag, pulls it out, hands it to them. They get exactly what they ordered. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The 9? You're good? All right.
And Mama makes 10.
That's a trunk load, ain't it? Good deal. All right, I got kind of lucky. Sandra went to do a delivery. It's delivery morning. We don't have a farmer's market today. Next Saturday we will have a market, but we'll just have one Saturday and then we'll have another Saturday or 2 off. But anyway, she went to do deliveries. I was expecting to do chores. Newman showed up. So wasn't expecting Newman to come in today, but he did. So he's out doing chores and I've got some stuff down here at the sawmill that I want to work on. So let me show y'all what I'm working on, what I've discovered that I need and what I'm trying to put together. All right, so y'all have seen the new Wood-Mizer on a couple of videos. We've not done a whole lot and there's a few reasons that we've not. When I first picked this up, we picked it up the last day of August in 2023 and shortly thereafter my dad got sick. So we ended up caring for Dad for about a month or so. So I got the mill in and wasn't able to use it. Then he ended up passing away. I didn't have a good spot for the mill. I think I've talked about this on another video. I didn't have a good spot for the mill. I was keeping it in the shop because I'm not going to pay what I paid for this thing and just park it outside and leave it. I know it's heavy duty, meant to do that. I ain't doing it. I'm not wired that way. So in order to use it, I would have to pull it out, set it up, use it, break it down, and then take it back in the shop. It was just too much aggravation. So we ended up cleaning up the barn down here, moving some stuff out, and making a spot for the mill. Since then, I've used it a couple times, but I'll be real frank with y'all, I've had some problems. Not documenting any of it on video, but I've had some problems. Let me show you what we've had to do to it. And a lot of this is small. Some of it may be even my fault. But this little filter right here, it broke, so we had a terrible leaking problem with the Wood-Mizer. Also inside, I'm not going to take the panel off, inside there's a connector where the Wood-Mizer, it's actually a little pump, pumps their lubricant fluid out into this line here and out through that little nozzle right there. Well, that line, or that connector, broke and I had to order one. So, had to fix that. Also, you can't see it, but up and under here is a drive belt that causes the whole thing to turn. Well, we would cut into a log and that thing would completely stall out. I mean, the blade would stop. And so based on the time that we've had the mill, the number of hours it had on it, we had to go in and tighten the drive belt. Well, I didn't know that. Had to order a piece to do that. Let me show you. Had to order a tool to do that with. Where's it at? Had to get this little doohickey right here to be able to measure the tension on that belt so that I had the right tension on the belt. We fixed that, things are working fine. But that's not the end. So this little device right here, you turn it, and that's what tightens, that's what creates the tension on your blade. Well, came out one day, spooled this thing all the way in, ran completely out of threads, no tension. Okay, we ended up having to add some hydraulic fluid. And you do that through that little knob right back there, and there's a whole procedure. Went through, done that, fixed it, good to go. No, not so much. Came back out a couple days later, same deal. Ran out of thread, no tension on the blade. Went through the same procedure right here. Me and Sawyer have gotten experts at this. All right, so we filled it full of hydraulic fluid twice. The book does say you can either use hydraulic fluid or automatic transmission fluid, so before anybody beats me up about that, we were following the book. Filled it up, worked great. Came back out day before yesterday, same thing. Ran it in, no threads, no tension. Called Wood-Mizer and talked to their service folks. And so their service guy told me there must be something wrong with that block that controls the hydraulic fluid, and that's what pushes the blade out, or pushes the wheel out that puts tension on the blade. So we've ordered a new one of those, and it is on its way. I think it's supposed to be here about 2 days. He said it's an easy fix, so I'm gonna try to fix that myself. So what all this has led to is I have decided that there is a necessity to have a good set of tools close by the sawmill. And if y'all watch Nathan Elliott on Out of the Woods or Eric Champion at the Bearded Lumber, you'll notice if you watch in their videos, they've got a toolbox sitting close by that they keep their tools in. So this is a cart. I bought this tool cart from Harbor Freight. Gosh, I bet I bought this thing 6 months ago. It was holding all my car cleaning supplies. I got the color on purpose. Yeah, that's intentional. So I brought this down here. I bought some tools at Harbor Freight the other day, so we're going to put our tool cart together, and I'm sure there's going to be more as we work on this thing and run it and that sort of thing. There'll be more tools that we'll discover that we need, but I think I've got a good starter set based on what we've had to use so far. But I also want to say, all is not lost. We've been able to use the mill, and we've been able to cut some pretty decent stuff. I think I said this on another video. If you're watching guys on YouTube that are running sawmills, Out of the Woods, Bearded Lumber, Jarhead, Indiana, there's Mike Morgan, there's a bunch of guys out there that are running sawmills. They make it look easy. This is not easy. There is so much to think about when you're running these. You want to make sure that you've got your log clamped down. You want to make sure that you've got your blade tension. You want to make sure that you've got your blade guide the right distance from where you're cutting. Do you need to have your debarker engaged? That's just the start of it. And then, are you trying to cut a certain size? So you got to pay attention to your readings on your mill head, so that you're cutting a 2x4 and not a 2x5.5. So a lot of stuff that you got to think about. And so we've been able to cut some stuff. This is all poplar. I don't think there are any 2x4s in there that are the same dimension. It's tough, and I'm just trying to get this thing figured out. Yesterday, I did work on cutting some of this. Didn't record it because, you know, we had to do a little work on the mill. But I'm cutting some board and batten siding. These are 1x10s. Actually, I think I cut them 1 1/4. 1 1/4 by 10s. These are my battens, and this will be siding on a house that we're putting around the well, which feeds the lower part of the property down here. So let me show y'all what tools we've got that we're going to put on this tool cart that we're going to have down here at the mill. And for those of you that have sawmills, particularly Wood-Mizers, and this is an LT40 diesel. For those of you that have a mill similar to that, what other tools am I missing? What else do I need to get? I'm finding stuff out as I go along, and I'm kind of adding to the collection, but I've got some stuff strictly dedicated for down here. So I'll show you what we've got, but again, leave me a comment down below. What am I missing? What else do I need to add to this collection? All right, before y'all beat me up too much on my tool choices, I did get most of this from Harbor Freight, and you know, I've got quite a bit of their Icon series, and I like it. For the quality that I've found in the Icon, based on my usage, which is light, prosumer kind of usage, you know, we're not heavy, we're not turning wrenches and that kind of thing every day, but we do use them quite often. The value for what it costs just makes sense to me. I just cannot justify paying, going to Harbor Freight, buying a set of wrenches for, just say $100, versus going to Snap-on and buying those same wrenches for $300 or $400. This doesn't make sense to me. I'm just not using them that much. So, disclaimer out of the way. So let's kind of show you what I figured out that I need to begin with in no particular order. I do need a Phillips screwdriver. I've also got a flat just for different prying and that kind of thing. I've got this little belt tension gauge. Again, I got that straight from from Wood-Mizer, but I found out you can get those. You can get these on like Amazon. I'll leave a link for some of this stuff in the description down below. Belt tension gauge, use that to determine our tension on our drive belt. I did get a set of semi-deep sockets, just a standard set. These are 3/8 drive. You know, most everything I have is 3/8 drive. I do have some half and some quarter, but 3/8 drive, semi-deeps. May end up going back and get some shallows and some deeps later on, but for right now, I think this will serve the purpose for what I need on this sawmill. I got a new 3/8 inch ratchet. I don't even took this thing out of the box yet. I think I opened it and looked at it. I don't remember, yeah. Just a 3/8 drive ratchet. And you know, they're ratchets from Harbor Freight. I mean, they feel pretty good. It's nice and substantial. Got the on and off on the back. So for us, for you guys that wear skinny jeans, that sort of thing out there, you can tell which direction you're going with it. Also got just a 3/8 drive set of extensions. Sometimes, you know, you just never know whenever you need an extension, get a little extra torque on the thing. Got this from Wood-Mizer. This is a blade alignment tool. This came directly from Wood-Mizer. Picked it up whenever I got the mill. So this will stay in the tool cart as well. Always got to have a tape measure. Got a tape measure here. Got a pair of channel locks. I need to get a new pair of channel locks. This is an old pair of Cobalt that I got. I got these at Lowe's probably 150 years ago. You can see they're even rusty. This is the primary tool that I needed whenever we were working on that hydraulic belt tension or blade tension thing and that block where we were running out of thread. This was the primary thing that we needed to be able to do the adjustment on it with. So, pair of good channel locks. And you got to get the right size, because where we were having to grab a hold of a piston in there, man, it was tight. It was tight quarters. It was tough getting in there. I had these. So sometimes those of you that shop at Harbor Freight went one weekend to pick up something, and they were giving these away if you were part of the Inside Track Club. So this was a free set of just standard open end, box end wrenches. But I did go buy a nice new set, big set. This is a 1/4 through 1 inch. I don't think there's any skips in here. There may be one, but this is. I think this is probably going to be the primary tool that we're going to need working on this mill. It's just a good set of wrenches. And then a couple other things that probably won't go on the tool cart. Well, one of them will. Just got a little square. We'll use that just to check square. And I probably need to get a framing square to go out here. I think I've got an extra one up at the shop. I may bring a big framing square down here. And then also, I got an extra level. I picked this up at a local store. They get a lot of open box stuff, but it's a nice big 4-foot DeWalt level. So pick that up. We can use that for different stuff. And just some other miscellaneous stuff that I keep around. I've got a spray bottle with some automatic transmission fluid. I've got a little leaf blower that I picked up at Harbor Freight. I bought some more of those filters, the one that froze and broke. A little steel wool there. Keep a notebook around. You know, if I'm working on a specific project, I can write down exactly what I'm trying to cut. Some pine saw, some windshield washer fluid, a little bit of Ajax, and then that's just some hydraulic fluid that I was using to fill that block with. Also got a little diesel here. Box of shop towels, can't never have too many of those. Got a pair of gloves. I do need to get me a trash can to go out here. I had one laid out sitting up in the shop. I was going to bring it down and I forgot it. Oh, it's this right here. I picked this up at an antique store not too long. It's a nail puller. Seen lots of guys use these. I found this at an antique store. I think it was like 12 or 15 bucks. And the ones on Amazon, the new ones, which I'm sure are not made anything at all like this, were like $20. So keep your eyes open at these antique stores and flea markets for tools. You never know what you're going to find. All right, so that's the toolkit that I put together, and I'm sure there'll be more. Those of you that are out there running sawmills, let me know what I've missed and what I need to add to that. But while we're here, let's fire the thing up and see if we can't make a little sawdust real quick. All right, come off for a little harder than I expected it to, but I should have known better. Anyway, this is a big poplar. This comes from a tree service. Guy, we bought, I think I bought about 4 trailer loads of logs off of him, but this is a big poplar. We're gonna put it up there, skin it off, and see what we can do with it. Probably try to make some more board and batten side now, because this thing's beautiful. I mean, it's big. It's got a few knots over here on this side, but doesn't look like it's got much taper to it. Pretty good size. Yeah, it's a pretty good size thing. We'll get a tape measure, see how big that sucker is. All right, friends, as Nathan would say, this is a big poplar. This is the biggest thing that I've ever put on this mill to saw, so we'll see how this goes. Let me make this real quick disclaimer. When we're out here doing sawmills, this is absolutely positively not a how-to channel. So please don't take what I say as the gospel. Don't go out and try to do what I'm doing. Learn the right way. I try to do things the right way. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the way my life goes. But big old poplar, and this sucker, 24 inches down here on the operator end. On the other end, about 27. So it does have a little bit of a taper to it. We're gonna see if we can get the pith of this thing, which is the center of the log. We're gonna see if we can get that centered up and see if we can't turn this into a square can and make something, see if we can't make something out of it. All right, because this end has got a flare on it, it's about 27 inches down here, 24 on the other. And when I loaded this thing up, I did not get the front onto my toe board. So I can't raise it up and get the pith level to the bed on both ends. So we had to roll it a little bit till we found where we had it kind of close. And so back here, I think we're about 11 and a half, 12 inches off the bed with the pith here. On the other end, we're at about 11. That's pretty close, probably about as good as I'm gonna do. There's no other way to move this thing other than just to roll it. So I think we've think we found a good spot for it, and I think that should work. So, we need to move cows right quick. Let's go do that, and then we'll come back and get to work on this. We're gonna move the cows right quick, and I've not called them. We set up the fence, our little alley to go to the next paddock, and just opened the gate. Here they come. We'll just step back, be real quiet, see what they do. Just come up, come over. Yeah, get out of the way there, Newman. Let them. Let's see what they do. Come on up there and turn left 287. You'll be heading for the promised land, baby. There you go. Well, kinda. Turn a little bit right there. Scoot. There you go. All right, you holding it up? Scoot, scoot. Well, there we go. There we go. Now we're kind of getting somewhere. I'm just seeing what they'll do without calling or trying to move them. Yeah, now he'll turn a circle. All the rest of them. Here comes Penelope and the little guy. Come on out there. Girly girl, take your calf and go on. Just a little pressure on them right there to get them to go through the gate. Oh, somebody has got pooped on the head. No calling, no screaming. I think I said scoot one time. You know?
Really, you probably didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, I probably didn't have to do that. That one, I had to turn him a little bit because he wanted to turn back around. But, I mean, we're home free now. Look at this.
If you want me to yell, I believe I can. But...
No, let's not yell. Yeah, let's not yell and just see how it goes without it.
I'm beautiful.
This is the way you want it to go, man. Easy, low stress. Ain't nobody getting torqued up. Ain't nobody getting in a twist. Well, yeah, we do need to turn the little man around there and get him head back this direction. Yeah, there you go. There we are. Okay. All right, Newman, take this one down before we put that one up so we don't energize this wire right here. That's probably the easiest I've ever moved cows. I went down to the house, was coming back up, walked up through the field. They followed me up through the field, opened the gate. There they went, come through the gate, walked down the road. Stress-free cows. Man, I wish all farming was like it. All right, there it is, man. This thing is a monster chunk of wood. Got it skinned down a little bit. Still got some wane in some places. We'll come back and get that. But we're to the point now, like if we're sawing boards here, we can come in and edge them and still get some boards that are going to be 14 inches, easy 14-inch wide poplar boards there. And we could trim those down to 10s and use them for siding on the well house like we talked about. But essentially, after sort of skinning this thing down, we're left with a cant that is about 20 by 19 and a half. So a lot of material here, a lot of stuff that we can do something with. So I've just got to decide what that is. I'm glad to get the toolkit put together. Again, if y'all have got any ideas on what else you think I need, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. Leave me a comment down below. I want the tools where I need them, when I need them there. You know, I've got a bunch of stuff up in the shop, and I don't want to be running back and forth for minor stuff. You know, if you got to run back for an impact gun or something like that, that's fine. But if you need a wrench or a screwdriver or a socket set or something like that, I'd rather have it here. So, I want to think about what I want to do with this. We could do some more siding. We could do some 2x4s, some 2x6s, 2x8s, 4x4s. 19 by 19, if I guess, if we wanted something that big. I don't think we want anything that big, but need to decide what I want to do with this. It is Saturday, and I'm going to have to cut this a little bit short. Sandra and I have an event that we're going to this afternoon celebrating the 50th anniversary of Stokes County EMS. They've been in existence for 50 years now, and that's an amazing accomplishment. You know, I was thinking about, I was asked to speak. I know it's not farming or sawmill, but I was asked to speak, and I got to thinking about it. You know, over the course of 50 years, it's innumerable the number of lives that those folks have touched. So if you have a fire department, an EMS agency, police department, or any kind of public safety in your neighborhood, next time you see those guys out, thank them for what they do. The job's not easy. It's getting tougher and tougher every day. And for a group of people to stick together and keep their agency going for 50 years, man, that's pretty cool stuff. That's pretty good stuff. So any of you from Stokes County EMS that are watching, appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for what you do. For the rest of you, thank y'all for watching. Please keep us in your prayers, and may God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video.